Today we're going to talk about best ways to recover from an endurance event. So something that takes several hours to complete means that you really need to be conscious of how you recover afterwards so that you're able to get back into your training very quickly and very efficiently. So first things first, you finish your race, you're tired, you've been on your feet for hours, you want to get out of your sweaty race clothes, they might be muddy if it's a trail run, and you want to get into clean, dry clothes, probably out of your running shoes and into like a recovery shoe. My personal favorite is the UFOs. Everyone has something that they prefer, so you want to make sure you have those shoes with you in your post-race bag or in your car waiting for you. So that's number one. You're going to want to continue with your hydrating. Even if you were really good about hydrating with water, electrolytes, all that stuff before and during your race, you want to continue afterwards. So continue with your electrolyte mixes, continue with recovery drink. Also, different companies make different ones. These are really simple because you can just take a scoop, put it in with your water, and drink it right after you finish. You want to make sure that you avoid just going hog wild on post-race foods that are typically around. Not saying you shouldn't celebrate, you should. You should celebrate and enjoy some good stuff, but make sure you're also thinking long-term about how this is going to make you feel. So we're going to rehydrate, keep going with those electrolytes. And then from there, making sure you're getting in some good food. Like I said, good protein, carbs, fat, all that good stuff that's going to help repair all that muscle breakdown that you have encountered over the last several hours. So then from there, you're coming home. Some people really like to do things like foam rolling, massage, all that kind of stuff, massage guns. Personally, I like to wait a couple days. The inflammation that occurs during an event that takes several hours, for me, makes this kind of stuff really uncomfortable right afterwards. And I feel like I need a day or two for that inflammation to come down on its own before I hit it with massage or anything like that. Everyone is different. So again, you're going to have to try things and see what works best for you. So aside from that, what I do is, one is I'll do an Epsom salt bath. This is my go-to, absolutely. I do it every time I have a long race or a long training run. So if I have like a 20-mile training run, I will come home after a shower and do a hot Epsom salt bath. I personally like the eucalyptus and spearmint because it's got a nice scent to it. It's very relaxing. A lot of people have trouble sleeping after a big event like that because their legs almost get kind of like restless leg syndrome where they're kind of twitchy and you can't get comfortable. You're moving around on your side, on your back. But if you have taken hot Epsom salt bath, you're more likely to be relaxed and those muscles will be relaxed. I will tell you, I did this Saturday after Mountain Mist last weekend, and I woke up Sunday morning with very, very minimal soreness, like muscle soreness. I could tell I'd done something, but it really wasn't terrible at all. And I mean, 31 miles up and down mountain trails is, you would think you would feel more of that. Not saying I wasn't fatigued, but muscle soreness, this took care of a lot of it. And I had a really good night's sleep because of this. So that's one of my go-tos. I never skip it. Once I've done an Epsom salt bath, I will also do some restorative type yoga. So it's going to include hip openers like pigeon, happy baby, legs up the wall is number one. And that's going to come into play with your socks that are coming up too. So legs up the wall, you'll find in some of my other videos where you're like in an L shape, you're laying on your back with your feet up the wall. And that just allows that circulation to kind of shift around again. So all that blood's not pooled in your feet and your ankles, but it's moving back up to the upper part of the legs as well. So once you've done that, then you can think about compression socks. You don't want to just put these on right after you've gone and run for hours at a time because that blood's already pooled down in your feet. So we want to get everything shifted first, that legs up the wall, things like that, then put these on so you can get the most benefit from them, right? So lots of companies make compression gear. There's compression socks, shorts, pants, all kinds of things. I personally just go with compression socks. You do what works for you. It's all an experiment, right? So the companies that I like as far as compression are Swiftwick. I like a lot of their stuff, but I really like their compression socks. And what I'll do is after I've done that legs up the wall, I'll put those on and I will go to bed with them on. I don't typically keep them on all night because I get a little almost like claustrophobic, but you know, I get hot and things like that. So probably halfway through the night, I'll get up and take them off. But I do go to bed with them on. Ingenji makes compression sock as well. Obviously, it's gonna be a little harder with, especially if you've got sore feet or you're just really fatigued, sometimes people don't want to mess with the toes and getting them on and off. They're a little more challenging to get on and off, but Injinji makes a great product. So they have those too. So you could choose whatever works for you. Some people really like the compression tights. I find them just a little restrictive for me. Again, personal preference. Once all of that is done, you're going to hopefully get a great night's sleep and hopefully not have to get up early the next day, no alarms or anything. You're going to go for a walk the next day and just a nice leisurely walk, see how things are feeling, see how the feet feel, and you may see that that really helps you quite a bit because it gets things loosened up and moving. The more you sit, the more you're going to hurt. So movement is key. Maybe some restorative type yoga, things like that. As far as when you're going to run again, everybody's different. Some people can run 2 days after. Some people have to wait 6 days after. So you, again, have to listen to your body. So if you go out and try to run 2 days later and you're like, wow, my legs feel like bricks, maybe you need another day or so. Maybe you need to stick with some more recovery type activities, go back to a walk, and then maybe try again in a day or two to add in some run intervals. So really listen to your body, see how things feel. Even if you don't have a lot of muscle soreness, the fatigue will typically last longer than muscle soreness will. So you can be kind of fooled if you're like, well, my legs aren't very sore, I think I can run. So just listen to your body, go out, try things out. Walking is awesome, awesome recovery. Maybe riding a bike, whether it be a stationary bike or a road bike or whatever, or going for a hike, which I love to do, especially if I'm traveling to a race. Walking and hiking is one of the best ways to go see a place, right? So get out, move around, don't do anything super strenuous, but just listen to your body, continue the fueling with the good quality foods, continue with your electrolytes. Usually after the day after, you're probably good to not have to worry about those anymore. But just listen to your body for that week following and decide when it's going to be best for you to try to run again. And then just kind of ease yourself back in. And each time you do a race like this, you're going to learn more about yourself and what works for you. I highly encourage journaling, keeping a note about how things felt, what you did for recovery, what worked, what didn't, so that next time you can go back and look at that and make some decisions based off of that information. You're not just guessing, you know it's right there written down for you. So hopefully that helps you. It gets you back on the road, ready to start training for your next big event.